Hey, good morning, quad girls and quad guys. Birdman316 here. It's been a few since my last tabletop chat review or something like that. This has to do with this camera, this AIO on top of the SEMA X15 here. Are you thinking, what's so special about this AIO? It's just another AIO, but not just another AIO. This thing has onboard telemetry. It shows you what channel you're on. It shows you the voltage of the source, either if you're running its own LiPo or feeding off the main LiPo like this X15 is set up to do. I tested the same camera on this one here. This is a Hubsan X4 Hornet. I tested it with this battery right here, this JJRC 400 milliamp battery, and this battery was feeding the quad and the camera, and sadly it didn't stay up even a minute, and the voltage dropped real quick. By the time it was like down to 3.4, it wouldn't stay up, and it self-landed itself by 3.3 volts. That wasn't good. So I guess the camera, I'm guessing this bird here with that camera is not a good combination. I've tried other AIOs on here which did last longer, but maybe since this camera here has telemetry and all that stuff, LSD, and shows voltage, it's probably a little more power hungry than the other AIOs which don't have the telemetry and stuff. So I ran this style battery in this bird here. It did better. It didn't quite get 3 minutes with the 400 milliamp battery. I tested the same battery with that bird, and of course with this yellow Hubsan I flew it with the stock radio, and with the SEMA, yep, the radio that everyone loves. Well, some people don't like it so much, but other people love it. I love it. It's awesome. A range monster. Flew that bird with that radio. Now, even though it's a SEMA, it is a great bird, it seems like the yaw is a little bit robotic with that transmitter, or even the stock radio, even like the X8 radios and its own radio. So it's just a little bit robotic. I guess the flight controller is a little bit different than the X5. The X5 is a whole lot smoother. But anyway, we're talking about cameras here. This camera on this bird with this 500 milliamp battery for the, I guess it's the Hubsan H10C, an optional battery. This battery, that bird with that camera, and the camera pulling off this battery here along with the bird, I got over 4 minutes. That's not bad for a little toy quad. Over 4 minutes. And I kept eye on the voltage, and the timer was set at 3 minutes, and it started blasting. I said, the voltage looks good, I'm gonna keep flying. It was like at 3.6, 3.5 at that time. I kept going. So when it got down to 3.4, I brought my tail on back over across the street, and by the time it was on 3.3 volts, I had brought it down on the ground, landed it safely. It did not self-land. Believe it or not, the LVC wasn't even on yet. So I could have went a little bit longer, but I didn't. I didn't want to, mess up the battery or anything. And yes, it did rebound back to 3.6, and then I checked on the voltmeter after I pulled it out of the quad. It's sitting like at 3.7. So, and this one did the same thing. It rebounded back, but I guess that quad over there with that camera is just too much for this one. And this one right here, it'd make it too heavy. It just, I don't know. But this right here, this X15, old X15 SEMA, is a nice combination with this camera here with the OSD on it and the 500 milliamp battery, which I need to order some more. I only got one. I found a good deal on eBay, which I'm going to jump on it soon. And flying it off this jumper is awesome. Even though the jumper is just your normal radio, it's not hover hold, and this is a hover hold bird right here, you can still fly it. It still does. It's still awesome. it's just nice. If you just want to throw a bird up in the air to grab you a sunset or a sunrise, or just to take a chill cruise around the neighborhood or around the field, and just to explore, look around. And awesome, awesome. Cheap on the cheap. Yes, right. I'm not going to drag this all day, so after this goes off, you will see the tests of the yellow bird, this one with the 400 and this one with the 500. And hey, everyone, I want you to have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wherever you are, and we can never forget this guy. Full Metal Heli, Brian Schultz, my brother. Rest in peace, my friend. This is Birdman 316.